Hey guys, looky what I got. New iron on the farm. And how do you think I did? Got that for 150 bucks. It was stored inside the entire time he wasn't using it, so the poly tank is good and solid. No rot anywhere. There's a little bit of rust down on the bottom of the pan that holds the tank, but it's just sheet metal. So, and the guy that I bought it from, he built this, the whole frame and everything, and he did an excellent job doing it. It's up to my specifications of overbuild it and don't have to worry about it breaking. The booms are a little, they're just like maybe 1x1 angle iron. They're kind of flimsy. I went and tightened those bolts up already, and these bolts, because they were kind of floppy. Now I can just, it just folds up like that, and then folds again, and then to these pockets right there. Got it right now hooked up on a little compact. It is empty, so I'm not gonna fill it with water until it, gets up around 60s. He does have a new belt for it. I have it in the truck, and I just welded that jack on there because it didn't have one. And this is gonna come off. It's just a piece of wood, but it's gonna get with the angle of this angle iron. I got a piece of diamond plate. I'm gonna put a piece of diamond plate on top here. Put this hose probably right up against behind here, so because that goes up in the top of the tank, and then right here probably is going to get a piece of diamond plate too, because there's a step right on the other side right there. It's a little kind of a pain to get in there, but overall 150 bucks. It's got a nice selector valve on it. I still don't know if it works, but it looks like a nice one. I'm going to go ahead and put a new filter housing and everything on it, just because it looks a little old and brittle. And I might start by putting some new hoses on it too. Definitely probably the boom's getting all new tips and hoses. Get it all converted to that black hose. That's a lot more flexy than this weird PVC stuff. But overall, 150 bucks. I figured it was worth that for the frame. So yeah, 1855 in the shop. Not for anything serious, just getting the planar monitor hooked up, since I had to unhook it when I took the cab off. So time to get it back on. And I towed it home with old Monty there. Yeah, that's back together. I got the rear main replaced. I got the 4-inch exhaust in. Got it all put back together. I'll put a picture in the video of the truck video, the picture of the rear main. It wasn't even touching the rear crankshaft at all. And the idiot that put it in there before, which is why I hate fleet maintained vehicles, but the idiot that put that motor, or that rear main in that motor before, was an idiot. Didn't know what he was doing. Put it in cockeyed like this, and not even near the crank. It's a mess. But it does have a drip. I noticed. I drove it probably a good 45 miles after I did the rear main. Didn't notice any leaks, and I went and looked this morning before I went to get the sprayer and noticed there was a slight drip on the bell housing, but it looks like it's not coming from the rear bell housing. It looks like it's not coming from inside the bell housing. It looks like it's coming from the back side of the bell housing where the oil pan seal is, because when you take that rear main plate off, you end up taking a little bit of the oil pan gasket with you. Mine didn't peel any up, but there was RTV on it, and I bet it didn't seal up 100%. But I have a gasket for it, so next oil change I'll fix it, because it's not leaking like crazy. It's just a slight drip. But there it is. I haven't measured it, but I do believe it's 30 feet. I would bet it's 30 feet or so. Oh yeah. Manure spreader still needs a tire. And then speaking of tires, good old 135 here got some new 1116 4-rib tires. You wouldn't expect front tires to make a difference, but I don't have to use the brakes to turn anymore, and it's a lot easier to pull the chisel plow for some reason. I think because it makes the tractor tilt back further, so I don't have to, like, the chisel plow and get more level, and it puts more traction on the rear tires. The only problem I have right now is you can see that rub mark. This side doesn't have it near as bad, but the tire rods are a little close. This one I ground down some. I'm gonna grind it down some more just to be safe. But this one still touches because I think this rim is slightly, just got a slightly out canter, because as you're going through the field you can see the tire doing this. So I gotta grind some. There's still plenty more I can grind off. But it needs new tire rods anyways because they're really loose, which might be, I can't move it now, but might be some of the issue of letting the tie rod ram into the tire. But that should be a good sprayer for me. I don't have to borrow the neighbors. I mean, it's not as nice as his Hardy, but parts are a lot cheaper for this. And it folds up nice and tight, so I should be able to get through some of the creek crossings and some of the paths I have to go through in the woods. Get that all tucked up. Need some grease. Sorry for the horrible shaky video. I'm not paying attention to my phone. There. And it's got like these cheapy, they're all rotten. He gave me a bunch of new tips for it because like that one's all broke. He had a bunch of other tips for it, so there's still some more stuff I want to do to it before I would, you know, use it forever. I'd like to make something that can, maybe a hinge on here that just like kind of has a hole, you know, like a piece of flat bar on a hinge that hinges like this, has a hole, goes over top, and I can drill a hole through this piece so I can just put a little S-clip through it. Because on the way home I had to tie these down because they were flopping around trying to come out of their poop. So, and then it has a hitch on it. He said he was pulling a cold mulcher behind it, and with the only, he said he had 10-foot wings for it, and it had drop tubes, and he was putting down 28 and then running the pulling the cold mulcher behind this, and we're incorporating it into the soil right as he went. Which, I mean, good idea, except I don't know if I don't need a cold mulcher. That's why I have that field cultivator got in the plow there. With those drag bars, it does a good job. And I have an idea, my disc, the $50 disc, kind of, I don't know, I might try to get wheel bearings for it, but it had a wheel bearing bite the dust, and I don't know if I can get it, and I don't know if the shaft is reusable. It chewed it up pretty good, so I might be cutting that disc up and then putting gangs on the front of that so to make it like a soil finisher. And then I'll probably end up knocking off 3 shanks aside so it'll pull a little bit easier, because it kind of gives the way to work out. But other than that, there'll be more to come on this. I'll probably do a video cutting out the diamond plate for this and then welding it on, just so I have, you know, some video to put up. I'll be trying to make more enjoyable videos, because I honestly don't know, like, I don't know. I ramble sometimes and don't really know what to talk about at times, so if you have a, you know, if I start to ramble, you just skip to the video and ignore me. But I have one more truck video coming for talking about that rear main a little more in depth and getting it all put back together. And then probably, fingers crossed, hopefully, maybe some chisel plowing video. I have the headlands of this field right here, this piece right here. I need to do the headlands on that. The rest of that up there is getting no-tilled and corn. And then I have that headland to chisel plow, and then I would say 3 acres of sod to chisel plow that I ran the disc over to cut it up, so chisel plow should chew it up pretty good. And I'm hoping this is all planted in oats, because I'm having my graduation party this year. So if I planted that in corn, I'd have no parking for anybody, because the tent's going to be in the front yard. So this is all going in oats, and I'll probably mow it off for hay, like hay oatlage for you know, maybe a week and a half before the graduation party, so it has a little bit of time to green back up. But then after that, I'll probably just, you know, disc it up and replant oats again, and maybe see if I can get a grain crop off of it, because I'm about out of oats. And then the poor Massey Ferguson backhoe, I need to get a new tire for it. It works good when it doesn't have an issue. It seems like every time I fire this thing up and go use it, it either blows a hydraulic hose or something else stupid happens. But other than that, you know, the 4-cylinder Perkins that's in it, awesome motor. And here's 13. I was getting fields pushed back and getting brush all chewed up and keep them from encroaching on the edges of the field, and taking back some of the hay fields, because I'm turning under a bunch of hay fields that we used to do, and we kind of let the weeds and the trees encroach upon the field edge, so it's time to chew those back. But I guess that'll do it for this one, and then I'll probably be back for either truck video or planter maintenance or working on this. So that'll do it for this one. See you guys next time.